I'll just open the ground for any like 1-2 minutes remarks from the esteemed panelists. If you have any comments before
Yeah, I'll take the opportunity of very quickly just maybe sharing a couple of things on what you were talking about earlier. What I've seen around the world, especially when it comes to regulations or regulatory area, there is a lot of examples around establishing regulatory sandboxes to use as a mechanism to develop the regulations for the future. So rather than as what Mr. Abdul Qadir was saying, there are many unknowns around these technologies and these business models. How to regulate, you can kill the whole industry if you go too harsh. So regulatory sandboxes are a great way of experimenting and figuring out how regulations need to be. And as you go through the journey in the regulatory sandboxes, it could be a year or 18 months or 2 years, your evolution of your regulations also take place. So you become more informed and you create things which are got a good balance between creating and stimulating the economy and the activities of use cases of different technologies, but at the same time protecting the rights of the consumers, etc. So that's one thing to very quickly mention. And one other thing, and it was, I think, mentioned by some people in the chat as well, I think Tahir, if I'm mentioning his name correctly, this is really about a mindset shift. This is more than technology. It is a mindset shift. I used to always have this friendly battle with my CTO and CIO that I used to say there's no such project as a technology project. There are only business projects. Yes, there is a business project that is going to look at re-engineering the processes or the organization, and there's a business project which is about using technology to improve how we deliver something or operate. So if we shift a mindset from technology first or technology-led approaches to experience-led or purpose-led approaches, you will start to open up your mind towards really something more profound and much more impactful. And you start to get into this space what I call reimagining. So reimagining how we operate and live and work is really what we should be doing. And I'll use a very simple example and then pause. Most governments, when they're looking at digital transformation, they say, okay, for example, passport. We want to create a digital passport and digitize that. Great. But if you take the different mindset approach, which is the human-centered or experience-led mindset or purpose-led mindset approach, you will start first ask the question, why is passport required? What solution or problem is it solving? What's its purpose really of existence? And then you come to this realization that actually passports exist to enable travel. That's all it's doing. And then you start thinking, okay, how can I enable travel with the world I'm living in today and the technologies I have at my disposal? And you start to think, actually, I've become the passport because facial recognition, biometrics could enable me to travel without even having a document, a physical document. It just requires protocols between nations to share, exchange data so that you can verify this person is actually Mohammad Sear and he is a British national and therefore has a right to enter the country. So that reimagining mindset will really change and bring true value to the citizens and the beneficiaries, but at the same time, bring down cost of operations drastically, because all of a sudden you don't need maybe a passport office, so to speak, But yeah, would be my final parting remarks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed.